It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. Off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego politico, my ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, my ego don't come, oh, yo. Can in the touch like every corner, oh, my ego don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego die politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my egun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. My egun don't come, oh, yo.
Hello there.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube,
Good morning to you. Good afternoon there. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. This is Mayegun Live. Again, welcome back. And thank you so much for joining me. If this is your first time of joining Mayegun today, or if it is the first time ever of watching Mayegun as well, like this, share it. After reading the caption of the broadcast, the description of the broadcast, like it, share it. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. Tell all of them that Mayegun today.
I'm here tonight. Lórí Facebook. I'm here tonight.
It is going to be an interesting night.
You too.
Or evening. Or maybe morning. Or afternoon. Depends on the time you are joining us. Just make sure that you kind of read the description of the broadcast in detail. There lies in the whole purpose of this chart beyond the description I said. Remember Mr. Integrity, the Integrity Group of the House of Representatives of Nigeria, 12 years ago. That was when the conversation around subsidy removal began. I don't know what your age is or was back then, but that was 12 years ago. I am going to take you through the memory lane this evening. Yes. So good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you. From wherever you are joining us. This is Mayegun Live. 12 years ago, Goodluck Ebele declared a move that could have saved Nigeria from economic destruction, because some selected few of people were milking the country. Not just that, they were defrauding the country. They were known as oil marketers in Nigeria. At the time, majority of Nigerians didn't know what was called a subsidy until Goodluck Ebele decided to remove it from the budget of the country. He didn't just make the announcement of removing it, okay? He also declared what was then known as palliatives to cushion the effects of the removal. A liter of petroleum was going to go up to 125 naira per liter from 87 naira per liter. And those who were milking the country at the time, they were known as oil subsidy scammers. These guys, top on the list was Femi Otedola, DJ Copy's father, as well as the current governor of Ogun State, and few others though. However, that did not go down well with Tifnumbu, who happened to be at the time the leader of the opposition, the local champion from Lagos. He was able to rally round the other civil society group in Nigeria to reject the removal of the subsidy. According to them, remove corruption, don't remove subsidy. The likes of Sandpaper, Femi Falana, right, and others like that actually championed this Tifnumbu's masked, sponsored protest at the time. They championed it, they fronted it, and then called Goodluck Ebele names. Behind it, Jonathan believed then that the people who had sponsored the protest against his government in rejecting the subsidy removal, they were actually the oil marketers that should be in jail. So in the process, they forced the hand of Jonathan, which eventually had to leave the subsidy on. According to Jonathan, the subsidy had to go because this was just feeding just few people who were just taking advantage of the country at the time, when they would take the money, the subsidy money, and only for them to now, divert the same fuel the government of Nigeria subsidized. They will be diverted to the neighboring country, where they will go and make a kill, like sell it at the double the price of the imported price, the landing cost at the time. Then came the National Assembly, the Integrity Group of the House of Representatives, led by this guy, Farouq Lawan. They were to probe the subsidy payments in the last 3 years of Goodluck Ebele, starting from at the time. They said they were starting from 2010 to 2012. Femi Otedola, the ringleader at the time, was supposed to be probed enough where he would have to give accounts of how much he himself and his company had drawn from the Nigerian purse, and how much of that fuel he genuinely, legitimately delivered to Nigeria. So what did he do? He decided to approach the leader of the integrity group, Farouk Lawan, and said, listen, guy, I know you're just doing your job, right? Well, I have here $500,000 cash, $500,000 cash for you to let go of that investigation and clear me. Or if you are able to do that, I want you to know that you and your colleagues, there is a $3 million cash for you. Farouk Lawan, upon hearing that, jumped at it and started a plan of how the money will be paid to him, the bribe, and they were going to remove Otedola's name from the subsidy scammers in Nigeria. He didn't know that the same Otedola was going to use him as a sacrificial lamb to not only to scuttle the entire investigation, but to discredit the House of Representatives investigating him and his colleagues. So they set it in motion. The bribe collection, the payments, and all the plan of how to exonerate. Femi Otedola did not deny that he is a subsidy scammer. That is one of those that were actually milking Nigeria. But he just wanted to show to us then that those investigating them were also criminals too. That's, you know, it's pretty much like thieves investigating thieves. And he has proof. Indeed, Farouk Lawan, a very outspoken, loudmouth at the time, jumped at it. And the journey began. The journey that will later see him to become a convicted felon in Nigeria. Let's go to that 12 years ago when this whole thing started. Here, ladies and gentlemen, a be back.
But I won't discuss it with them. You're the only person I'm dealing with.
No.
What are you going to do tomorrow? You handle it. Thank you, Gary. I'll also apart for this thing. What you don't know anything about is very good I've gone through.
Don't worry about that. We'll sort it out.
Okay, so that's the next one. But that's the next thing, okay? So that's the exam. The door upstairs because the roads are better. You must be putting under a lot of pressure.
No, I'm under.
Well. So I'm going to do it tomorrow now. Tomorrow now, I'm going to apologize.
Don't worry. Don't allow me.
Okay.
Don't allow me. I'm used to the house. Allow me.
So this is 100,000 now.
Okay.
So the balance will be 2.5. No, 2.5 million.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, this one is how much?
This 250,000.
Okay, so I don't want to
250.
Yeah, that's 500.
So I have to cut a plane. I have to cut a plane.
You have to.
I have to cut a plane now to bring the 2.5 tomorrow.
Okay.
Why do you take up down? Because it will be 2.5 to take up it.
No, it's okay. Once, would you be in town?
Yes.
Okay, just call me when it comes.
But to carry it, I don't want them to see you.
No, I'll tell you where we should bring it.
Okay.
So we'll just arrange a rendezvous.
Okay.
And then at that place we let people.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we just.
Okay. This one went. I just.
What else?
What you was not there? Yeah.
No, I will finish the meeting and I will down the line. I'll ask you then. Have you spoken to me? It's not turned up. I told you to apologize. That's what I told you. You will manage it. You agree. Who is going to talk? Falaki will also speak on the same matter. So by the time two of them are free. Or this my own idea, this AMP, I think you, because I didn't have a camp. It's not camp. It's good because of the camp. That's what the people that put camp. There's nothing to do with the boy. This is for the boy. It was good today we are here now. As I've taken it up, this candy box, or this thing that, that means it's very tough. You know? But if I look, it's better than the money. It's better than I think when I come. The way they spoke, I know when they were always, you say that they never repeat, you cannot what we do. I have a lot of people. Trying to help you. I have a lot of people.
Let me save you the rest, okay? The rest is just how the balance was to be paid. So let me give you the further back story. So Femi Otedola told them that he had cash, but they just have to make sure they remove the name of his company, the Fort Oil. They remove it from the investigation of the National Assembly. And that was going to cost a $3 million bribe. But to start with, there's an immediate $500,000 cash. And indeed, on the floor of the Nigerian House of Representatives, Farouk Lawan took the front, and they got the name of Femi Otedola out of the list of the subsidy scammers. Again, remember, Femi Otedola did not kind of dispute that he is one of the subsidy scammers. That ordinarily, if Jonathan had his way, Otedola would be in prison too. That guy that later became the Ogun State governor, Dubious Dapo, he will also be in jail. Because you know what they were doing? Nigeria was paying them hundreds of billions of naira. And this was the deal. Then Nigeria was still producing or refining our own crude oil. Port Harcourt refinery was working. Warri refinery was working, but they are not working at the full capacity according to the NNPC then. Nigeria needed to import some more in order to balance the demand in the country. That was where these oil marketers came in. They were given licenses to import fuel to Nigeria. And these licenses gave them the chance to possibly go anywhere in the world, just bring the refined product to Nigeria. And because the Nigerian government wanted to maintain what the price of petroleum would be, so they were paying subsidy on it. For example, when these marketers bring their fuel to Nigeria, a liter of fuel was sold for 67 naira. No, sorry, yeah, 67 naira back then. So, meanwhile, they said the landing cost was about 120 naira per liter. So government that didn't want to look bad would then pay them the difference. And they will say, you know what, you are going to sell it for 67 naira. Okay. 65 naira, I think it was 65 naira, because when Goodluck Egbere Jolantan and Yaradua came to power, a liter of petroleum was somewhere around 87 naira per liter. And Obasanjo increased it then. So when Yaradua came, he reduced it to 65 naira per liter. That is why some people will tell you Yaradua is the best. He's the only president. Because when Obasanjo increased the liter of petroleum then, it was around the 45 naira or, okay, let's roll it back so that you can understand this better, okay? In 1999, a liter of petroleum was sold for 11 naira or thereabout. Within 2 years, Obasanjo increased it to 25 naira per liter. And within 8 years of Obasanjo, a liter of petroleum has jumped to 85 or 87 naira per liter. So when Yaradua came, the first thing he did was to reduce the price of petroleum by cutting it down to 65 naira per liter. So within 2 years, meanwhile they were paying subsidy. So within 2 years, that after Yaradua died, Jonathan has increased it back to somewhere around 87 naira per liter. But they were paying subsidy. So the oil marketers who are bringing the fuel in, they were kind of relying on the government subsidy money. So instead of them selling the liter for 125 naira per liter, Jonathan was paying the difference and say, you know what, go and sell it for 87 naira per liter. So when Jonathan now realized that, wait, the amount of fuel that the Nigerians are consuming now seems to have doubled, almost tripled. Before, we were paying, I'm just giving you an example now, like we're paying for 45 million liters. But now we are paying for nearly 90 million liters of petrol. How come? That was when it felt like, you know what, this country can't sustain this. So they now told him that the real deal is that they are inflating the figure. No, put it this way. Let's say from 25 million per liter. 25 million liters. So suddenly Nigeria was like spending on about 70 million liters. So it's more than doubled. And so was the subsidy. Nigeria used to pay somewhere between 70 billion and 100 billion every year for subsidy. But within 2 years, Nigeria started paying over 200 billion, nearly 300 billion on subsidy every year. If you divide it to, that simply means like Nigeria was paying somewhere between 20, 25 billion on subsidy every month. So they now discovered that it is a racket going on between these marketers and the NNPC guys. So Jonathan now sort of told everybody that, you know what, let them go and sell the fuel for whatever price they want to sell it. NNPC can still maintain the 87 naira per liter. Any other private independent marketer that want to sell his own for 100 naira, 200 naira per liter, go and sell it. People who are going to buy from you. But instead of us paying you that subsidy money, okay, we use that money on improving the transportation system. Like they will use the money for something else that people actually pay for. So that instead of giving the money to the oil marketers, right, it will go straight into the economy. That was their plan, because they figured out that not only were they have inflated the figure of the consumption, the fuel consumption in Nigeria, in their corruption. That fuel, Gogon self, they are not even selling it in Nigeria. So what were they doing? Neighboring countries, they are not paying subsidy on petrol. Only Nigeria. So what were they doing? They would just, once they get paid, they would just turn the vessel straight to Cameroon, on the vessel, straight to all of this. Yeah, I think it was 11 naira. I remember that was how much Obasanjo met it to, 11 naira per liter. So the corruption was so deep that Jonathan was demanding for the refund of the billions of naira paid to these guys. This is what prompted this bribery. It wasn't only that I won't pay the subsidy anymore. All the money we have paid you, you are going to pay them back, or you're going to go to jail for this corruption. That was where Tifnumbu and his gang took charge and politicized it. Turned Jonathan to a monster, an evil man, Nebuchadnezzar, Confessor Soyinka and the rest of them. They pounced on him. The media pounced on him. And these guys were doing everything to make sure that the whole thing is buried or scuttled. So they succeeded. The integrity chairman has been indicted. Femi Otedola released the video to the media. Look at the people probing us. They are already asking us for bribe. They are not genuine. Protest was already going on in Nigeria. And before you know it, they just ordered the arrest of Farouq Lawan, the arrowhead. Femi Otedola didn't say it was the one who offered him money. He said they were demanding money from him to take his name out of the list. That was how the investigation on the fuel subsidy under Goodluck Ebere Jonathan, that was how it all died. The bribe taker, sorry, the bribe giver, the subsidy scammers, they all escaped scrutiny. And Farouk Lawan took the fall. So today, he was released from prison. This was his picture before and after. So this was Farouk Lawan before going to prison. And this is Farouk Lawan coming out of prison today. I think I had a clip of him earlier. I still do. And 5 years ago, he's been in court since 2013 or so. He's been in court. He has appealed, he was convicted, he appealed and all of that until 5 years ago, 2019, when his appeal at the Supreme Court or so failed, and he was going to go to jail for 5 years. Today, it is believed that the 5 years lapsed and he was released back to his family. Now, to some people that would say, maybe, are you sure he went to jail? Look at him, Baba. Do you need anybody to tell you otherwise? Come on. This guy happened to be like one of the youngest, not too young, but youngest, bright politician from northern Nigeria. So like I said, if you take 12 years out of your age, 12 years ago, I was, how old would I be when this whole thing started though? That would be like, I was a 28 years old young man, right? And 5 years ago, I was 35. That was when he went to this jail. This is something that is pretty much evidence of Nigerian prison, okay? So, I don't know your age, if you take 12 years out of your age, okay? Right? But, I mean, 5 years ago was when he eventually got incarcerated. If anyone think he didn't go to jail, I would possibly just leave you with your own imagination, okay? I'm talking about jail. Remember that they are still investigating this guy. However, the supposed federal government panel that investigated Bobrisky if he did go to prison or not, they've released their verdict. I told you about that yesterday, but I have a clip of that panel, what they had to say. First, there was these guys who claimed to have been the ones who handled him in jail. But let's go take a look at the panel first. What the panel had to say about Bobrisky's jail term or not. Here, he's been exonerated.
Honorable Minister, sir, exactly 3 weeks ago, you inaugurated this committee to investigate the allegations of Bobrisky not staying in the Nigerian Correctional Service custody while he was to serve his sentence, but that he stayed somewhere outside the Nigerian Correctional Service, and also the case of allegation of monitoring appropriately against some of the staff of the Nigerian Correctional Service with relation to Mr. Abdul Rashid Maina, who is in custody in one of our correctional centers. And we were given a TOR to investigate that and also look at other challenges around the Nigerian Correctional Service and the staff of the National Correctional Service, and things that needs to be done to correct the wrong impressions or otherwise that we have received in terms of allegations. And this first phase is presenting the reports of the very two specific cases, that of Idris Okuneye, popularly known as Bobrisky, and the one of the Nigerian Correctional Service in charge in Kuje, collected money from an inmate, Abdurrashid Maina, and his family. So this morning we'll be presenting that phase one report to you, and as you're also aware, the subsequent phase is to be conducted within the next 1 year and submitted to the Honorable Minister. So we are here this morning to present the phase one report, which is specific to those two cases, and then also inform you and the public of the next steps that we are going to be taking for the phase two. Thank you so much. On behalf of the committee, we hereby present the report on phase one of the investigative panel on Nigerian Correctional Services. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the okay. 3 copies, right?
Here's the first phase report of the independent investigative panel on the alleged corruption, abuse of power, torture, cruel, inhuman and degrading treatment against the Nigerian Correctional Service, which is being submitted today to the Honorable Minister of Interior, Honorable Dr. Olubumi-Ojo. The executive summary. This interim report, which is the phase one report of the panel, focuses on the findings in relation to the investigation into specific cases, namely Mr. Idris Okuneye, widely known as Bobrisky, and to verify if he served his sentence in the Nigerian Correctional Service custodial centers, and to ascertain the veracity of the claim that an inmate in Kuje Custodial Center was intimidated, threatened, and defrauded by the officer in charge. It also highlighted other alleged violations by correctional officers which require further investigation as well as effective solutions. The finding of the panel thus far shows the following. 1. The panel did not find any evidence thus far that suggested that Mr. Idris Okuneye slept outside the custodial center during the period of his imprisonment, which was from 12th April 2024 to the 5th August 2024, which is 6 months correctional sentence with the usual remission applicable. During this period, he was transferred from Ikoyi Custodial Center to Medium Security Custodial Center, Apapa, Lagos, and that was on the 12th of April. On the 22nd of April 2024, he was transferred from Medium Security Custodial Center, Krikri, to the Maximum Security Custodial Center, from where he was discharged after completion of his sentence on the 5th of August 2024. The State Controllers of Corrections have the power by law to transfer an inmate from one custodial center to another within the same state. Proper documentation of Okuneye Idris was not made prior or as he was being transferred from Ikoyi Custodial Center to Medium Custodial Center, Medium Security, and from the Medium Security Custodial Center, to the Maximum Custodial Center, Lagos. The documents were later provided on the 28th of September 2024 and backdated to the 12th of April 2024 and 22nd April 2024 respectively. These are in violations of Section 168 and 169 of the Nigerian Correctional Service Standing Order Custodian. The transfer of Mr. Okuneye Idris from the Medium Security Kirikiri, Lagos, to the Maximum Security Kirikiri, Lagos, being a first offender, violated Section 16.4a and Section 16.4b of the Nigerian Correctional Service Act of 2019. The panel also found that Mr. Okuneye Idris enjoyed several privileges while in custody, both at the Medium Security and the Maximum Security Custodial Centers, which include especially the following: furnished single cells, humidifier, lots of visits by his family members and friends as he desired, visit by his family members and friends held inside the office of the in charge of the custodial center, floor rug, self-feeding, designated inmates to run errands for him, access to fridge and television, and possibly access to his phone. It is necessary to further investigate if the above privileges provided for Okuneye Idris were financially motivated and based on corrupt practices by correctional officers. The panel believes that the peculiar case of the inmate and the inmate's physical look and behavior pose a threat, and the lack of laid down rules for the treatment of such a case may have necessitated such privileges to be granted to.
Right. So, in a nutshell, Bobrisky lied that he didn't stay in prison. That is what the report says. The report says that Bobrisky he lied. That he was given a flat outside the prison by his godfather. And it was because of his physical look. That is why he had access to a fridge, he had access to TV, he had access to his phone, but they are not sure if those privileges, but he had access to the inmates, other inmates that were happy to run errands for him. But they are not sure in their investigation if those privileges were induced by money, if he bribed the prison officials. Look at the prison officials.
Situation when Bobrisky was brought here, while we were in charge.
My name is MB Anogwan, Deputy Controller of Corrections, and the officer in charge medium at the time Bobrisky was brought here. On the 12th of April 2024. Bobrisky was brought here about 10:30 p.m. So as about that time, we cannot do the necessary documentations. So knowing his history as to whether he is a male or female, we decided to take a proactive action and to be security conscious. So I directed that he be given a single cell in the P ward, which is a privileged cell. So, and he was taken to P ward in 2 here, where we are. Now the next day, which was the 13th, when we did the admission, he was taken to the medical. The doctor, Dr. Ifama, and the matron examined him and came out to say that he has a male organ. And
that aside that I'm the one that's taking to maximum.
Thank you, sir. I want you to tell us his condition when he was here, how he fared according to how the rules of keeping inmates here safely should be observed.
Thank you, sir. My name is Werey Wike, ASC Gwa. That particular day, we brought Bobrisky to this place. Many people did not know him before, but according to our job, we need to do the research to confirm the situation of him, maybe it's a male or female. And then as people are hearing the news that it's a female, it's a male, that's why for the safety of him, that's why he was brought to this particular
situation when.
Anyway, the people that arrested him yesterday, while he was trying to cross the border. Yeah, those who arrested him at the Seme border should probably just let him go now. From this explanation is that Bobrisky lied that his godfather kept him out of prison. So I think that's obvious with their report now. And somebody said that the godfather probably has put another, plug or stunt to make sure that the mummy of Lagos will not have to be returned to any prison. So if the government investigates itself and then it cleared itself, I think that should be it, Abi. Anyway, there is another wahala from the from this guy that always shout wahala, 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 and that is Habeeb Okikiola, popularly known as Portable, when he assaulted a young man and he was caught on camera, right? So it's currently like he is currently trying to possibly make light of it, and that is this is in Portable. So yesterday, we have no full information of what transpired between himself and then a young man when he did this.
All right. So that is a video of Portable yesterday for celebration when he carry one guy go inside bathroom, he go they beat the guy. And if you look that video, the guy no even retaliates. You understand? Maybe because the guy they fear say if he retaliates, people go gather around. Say Portable they move with crowd. They understand? This is not fair. So every time they talk say Portable, they always catch crews, they catch crews. But this guy is actually doing a lot of wrong. You understand? See how you they treat your fellow man as if your fellow man are animal. I they watch this video, I swear to God, it got to me, right? Because I they feel safe to say I did here. Now sand, I go sand you as you stand here like that, I'll put you for ground, go match your head. I they tell you it matters. You cannot treat human being like an animal. Do you understand? This is really, really sad. And to the person who did that video, I don't know you. The person that sent me this video, I've been trying to get your number. You understand? According to what I heard, they say that guy where Portable, they blow like that. Say the guy first day for Portable record label, I be the guy they work for Portable before. So coincidentally, Portable pursue the guy. So coincidentally now they come meet for celebration. And so Portable carry the guy, go inside bathroom, go they beat the guy like animal. Do you understand? So, bro, where did the video? If you feel say Portable step on your fundamental human rights, please reach out to me. If Portable get mount for Lagos, he mount no reach Abuja, I will help you write a petition and I'll make sure they bring him to Abuja for him to come and answer for that kind of thing when they do human being. When I go look, I'm like Cruz. This is not Cruz. This is beyond Cruz right now. Do you understand? Portable, if you feel say you get mount, face people where we say they be on your own level. Do you understand? The other day, you go slap one pastor, everybody, they laugh, say they catch cruise. It's not cruise anymore. When you're abusing people's rights, when you are physically assaulting people, it's not cruise. I did watch the video, they pay me. I swear to God. Do you understand? So I beg, bro, please, reach out to me if you feel say, okay, waiting Portable do you for here, no good. And as for Portable, be careful. Be careful, me, you know, go jam the one where you know come off from. As I do all these things for one place, I pray one day, Mona carry and go do one aboki. You understand? Carry and go do one aboki. Just try and come. Maybe anytime when you come Abuja, I pray when you come to Abuja, you mistakenly see one aboki guy for somewhere, you touch him. Make sure it go happen to you if you go leave this Abuja the same thing. Mbaza sama kawuka chikiva. Wallahi. You want to go try with all these parota boys, all this minama, misuya, misan. That's suburbudeka. That's Suburbudeka, 100%. And this thing happened in Celebration. To the organizers of Celebration, please look into this. This is not fair. You brought an artist to come and perform, and the artist after performance or before performance took somebody into your own bathroom and assaulted the person. This is not nice. This is not nice. You understand? This is not nice. This is abuse of power. And because he get the connection now, they will let them slide. But anyways, it is not my concern because you no touch me, but it is my concern as a Nigerian, and I will always speak against the ills of the society, and I will always speak against abuse of power and influence. So brother, please, I'm trying to get your number, I've not gotten it. Please, I beg. If you feel say this guy step on your right and you don't get anybody, call me. I'll write the petition and I'll take it up. Please. I'm Portable, you better be careful.
That was the VeryDarkMan, as usual, reacting to an injustice he felt shouldn't be allowed to slide. And what did Portable do? Again, he responded, even though his response is pretty much, senseless and disjointed. So he now said, you, VeryDarkMan, if I grab you, blah, 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 like, I don't know, Let me show you.
I say they cripple you. Mala cripple you, go cripple you. I don't go not be the what? I mean, all those online problem, where does see real life problem? Online madness, so there does real life madness. I go bend you, I go mend you, come. I go cripple you go cripple. One man battalion, I did like 100 human beings. If one woman being, one person, but I did like 100 human beings. Oh, because if I'm more than it, if I owe you. Don't worry. All the you get away carry. You don't use Abuja threatening me. Me na go and ask of me. In Marabanyanya, who say, ask of Lagos boy. Lo Babangida market. Now we be Babangida boys. I ever see me. Only going to Banyo. Gbogbo na gbogbo so na so. Awati lo ati bo. Wa if you jam agbako. Ma worry. Waka jeje, me no go jam agbako. I ever see me. Oya ka mama yan mo ti mo lu yen. Ó ti wà pẹ̀lú mi ti pẹ́. Ajoja one-on-one ni o, man-to-man fighting. One-on-one fighting, man-to-man ni ọmọ ìyá mi. Èèyàn tó ti gba bí owó iṣẹ́ mẹ́rin márùn-ún tó ti sá lọ láti bí 6 months tí mi rí. Ó wà nínú àwọn former manager mi, sẹ́ẹ̀tì wọn tó ń gbowó tó ń jápa. Ọmọ ẹ, ó ń gbowó iṣẹ́ òbí, ó ń gba ogbó ẹ̀. Are you my manager? You call yourself promoter, no man, bàbá jẹjẹ mo ra fóònù fún ẹ ní mo fi build ẹ. Mo ra fóònù fún ẹ, mo fún wọn lówó jẹ àwọn aṣọ fún ọṣẹ ogbó ẹ̀ sọ́wọ́ lọ́lọ́ṣọ́ yìí burúkú. Èwo lóyún burúkú àpẹẹrẹ. Mo dẹ̀ lé lára mi. Ẹni sọ tí mo bá lọ òun ló lọ tẹ́lẹ̀ àrí níṣẹ́ àyàn òun ló lọ sọ. Ẹ̀wá ẹ̀mí bẹ́ẹ̀ gbẹ̀yìn débẹ̀ ni o. Uncle Tunde not. No say na you cause am. Na you go dey post VeryDarkMan. Now all the rich people wey dey give us money, you don call them out. You don't spoil their business. Now even VeryDarkMan fight you. Where you help him? Today not. Ẹ̀gbọ́n, ẹ pé bàbá yẹn ó ń bẹ́ ó máa gbé ń gbé gẹ̀ẹ́sì. Ẹ wá o. Ike máa ya ògo. Insurance go tiẹ̀ o. Mo gbé yín débẹ̀ ni o. Tó bá fèmí àti ẹ̀ lẹ̀ tá bá jà. Ọmọ ìyá mi ó máa wó o. Babaláwo lèmi o. Ọmọ ìyá mi. Ṣé ṣàṣògbó ṣá? Wọ́n fèmí àti ṣàṣògbó ṣá lè àjà. Ó jẹ́ gbàgbàgbà no be film trick o. Ẹ wá kàn mí nà ya gógó ní boy. Mo ya wèrè nọ́mánọ́mà. Online madness ó yàtọ̀ sí real life madness. Real life problem ó yàtọ̀ sí online problem. Mo gbé yín débẹ̀ ni o. I catch me.
I have no idea, what is smoking. Whatever it is, there's something called assault. That is what was captured on camera. So afterward, the young man, I think, eventually reached out to VeryDarkMan, and this was it. But before that, okay, hang on. I think, this one first.
Right, so this is the current situation of the guy when Portable they punch for that video. This is his current status. You understand? The guy, I just looked for a number. I called the guy to know how he is, not knowing that the guy don't they collect drip for hospital. Is this even fair? Is this fair? Because say maybe the guy no get friends or the guy no get guys. According to you, I watched your video yesterday. You say the guy carry your money run without any proof. And let's assume that the guy took your money away. Why can't you go and report to the authorities, to the right authorities? Why are you people taking laws into your hands? Do you understand? Because say you get crowd. I asked the guy what really happened. The guy say, in just day, in go back of stage. Portable telling boys, may they gather around, they start to the match him. That is before they even recorded that video. Imagine if they didn't record that video now. Just imagine say they no record that video. Now so this guy go there for one place. Now he dey hospital. I asked for the bill, like they see over 700 and something. Saying kneel, in bone break, in hand break, in face swell. You understand? See the kind of condition you put somebody because you feel like, okay, yes, nobody will do anything. You have boys. If you watch the video yesterday, you see how helpless the guy is. Unless if there's no law in this country, now you go scot-free. Unless if there is no law. I go join and I go put my money to pay for that guy hospital bill. But unless if there's no law, I don't tell the guy, man, be careful when they put himself. Like that hospital self, maybe they don't even reveal him. Man, just did there. Before they'll go send people go buy the boy. Yes, now, from the way he was punching that boy yesterday for the boy head, so the guy if he can't buy, and if he buy, they go cover the thing up. They'll cover him up. Do you understand? Unless if there's no law, let me go write that petition on his behalf. Because right now, the boy tell me say they fear. Say no even if he come outside, maybe they no go injure him, or maybe they no come buy him. I'll write the petition on his behalf and I'll send it to the police, to the CID in Lagos. Let them look into that case. You're a celebrity does not mean that, okay, you abuse power. Because people like you, you're abusing power, abusing your influence on other people that don't have voice or don't have people to fight for them. That's very, very wrong, Portable. Today now you dey rake, saying collect your money. Bring the evidence that I collected your money. It is not fair. If we all continue to act like this, then it's an animal country. Then all of us are animal. Imagine say they take law into our hand. You say even you Portable, do you think you'll be alive? You think you'll be alive? See how you put person picking, person brother, person friend, maybe person father for inside hospital. Bandage all in body because you be waiting and if they leave you and that guy one-on-one without your crowd. I'm not sure if you beat that guy. But because the guy they fear, the guy just they cover his face. As a man, you turn a man to a coward. Because you get people, the guy no even fight for himself. I saw that thing yesterday, it broke my heart. I swear to God, you be careful. You go meet two pass you very soon. Be careful. And you get mine, you threaten somebody like me, you not fear. You not fear. Wait till you chop for that your Lagos. Wait till you chop for that your place, they do you somehow. You not fear, Abi. Oh Allah. God dey. Now God they fight my battles.
I told you something that Nigerians don't hate. Many Nigerians don't really hate oppression. Many Nigerians don't hate corruption. The only thing some of them don't really like is that if they are not the ones doing the oppression, okay, or the ones doing the corruption or benefiting from the corruption, that's when everybody will be shouting, hey, corruption, hey, oppressor, oppression, no, oppression, no. In Nigeria, many people aspire to have money so that they can actually oppress whoever they consider below them. And then Habeeb decided to post a video a video of his own Ifa and, probably just to send another threat to this guy. I'm reporting you to my Ifa.
Ojú ọwọ́ ló máa ń dínà mọ̀, wọn kì í dínà mẹ́yìn ọwọ́. Ojú ọwọ́ ló máa ń dínà mọ̀, wọn kì í dínà mẹ́yìn ọwọ́. Ojú ọwọ́ ló máa ń dínà mọ̀, wọn kì í dínà mẹ́yìn ọwọ́. Ẹ má lè bógo jà o, kọ́ má ṣe dínà mọ́ mi. Ojú ọwọ́ ló máa ń dínà mọ̀, wọn kì í dínà mẹ́yìn ọwọ́. Kọ́ má ráyè má ṣe dínà mọ́ mi. Ojú ayé o àìjá ayé, kọ́ má ṣe dínà mọ́ mi. Gbogbo àwọn tí mò ń kó mọ́ra o, tí wọ́n ò jẹ́ káyé mi ní tẹ̀síwájú. Olúwa jẹ́ kó bá tí wọ́n lọ o, kọ́ má lọ yọ bá tí mi lọ o. Ó jí ògo, wọ́n wà lè bógo yà o. Ojú ọwọ́ ló máa ń dínà mọ́, wọn kì í dínà mẹ́yìn ọwọ́. Ẹ má lè bógo jà o. Ọlọ́run, ajélélé, this depth of sea. Ọlọ́run, all the people I accommodate wey no make me go front. Olúwa bá ń pa wọ́n rẹ́. All the people I dey show love, wey I dey show real love, wey no show me real love. Olúwa bá ń pa wọ́n rẹ́. Olúwa delete them. Ògún bá ń pa wọ́n. Kò bá jọ ọkùnrin, kò bá jọ obìnrin ni mo show real love, wey dey show me fake love. Olúwa bá ń pa wọ́n rẹ́. Habeeb lórúkọ mi. Ẹni Ọlọ́run fẹ́, ẹni ayé ń fẹ́. Ìṣẹ̀dá tó bá lóhùn ò nífẹ̀ẹ́ mi kó parẹ́. Ògo mi kó máa búyọ, ògo lèmi o. Wọ́n bẹ́ mi.
Nuisance lélẹ́yìí.
Freaking idiot. It is Nigeria, and then you have this kind of like mentally retarded individuals, right? Man, I mean, it's so irritating. Like, I don't even know what to say. So when I saw the whole story and I was putting it together earlier, I was like, man, I can't really wait. I can't wait to actually see his arrest. The last time he was arrested, it was basically something like this too. And the idiot, so ignorant enough that he had to kind of run enough to jump fence before he was finally arrested. They took him to court, and the idiot had this, never forgotten image of him. I can't say he's an illiterate because I know his brother, right? And then when he chose to be this riffraff and nuisance, this much, a lot of them possibly just kind of just had to live with him like that. Like, you know what? At least he's found his bearing enough in today's world where social media can really turn you into a celebrity, he called it. And someone said that maybe Olamide will be regretting ever giving him that, that jump, right? Since then, it's been a nuisance. Everywhere you see him, it's a pure nuisance, something that is, a disgrace, so to say. So you can't assault people and just kind of let that, or think that's going to just pass and all that, right? So I'm waiting for the time when he will actually be arrested. But it is Nigeria, I get it. It's Nigeria, he will likely get away with it. But yeah, let's put it out there. And then the rest of the world also kind of will know who he is as well. And we'll see how far that is going to take him. Okay? Now, talking about Nigeria, it's like a bad thing for you to be poor in Nigeria. Or no, it's actually like it's a sin. It is a sin to be poor. Even there are many poor people, they do not have voice, and anyone can really trample upon them. including those who are supposed to possibly protect them, the government. So it is a big thing to be poor in Nigeria. Werey Wike was catching his own cruise today when he said it is now becoming an embarrassment. The number of beggars in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. In Lagos, they are called miscreants. Homeless people are called miscreants, and they are always being arrested every now and then and possibly sent to prison. There are many, many of them in prison. In Lagos, for example, that because they have nobody to ask for them, they have no money to pay the court sanction the fines. Some of them have been in prison or end up in prison for years. So Werey Wike has issued an ultimatum to the Abuja Beggars. If you are a beggar in Abuja and you come back, well, maybe everybody has told you now already anyway. This is what Werey Wike had to say. You need to leave Abuja latest by Sunday evening. When it gets to Monday, Werey Wike said it will raid the entire metropolis and possibly march them to Kuje. He didn't say what he's going to do to them, but he's warning.
We're not only concentrating just on roads alone. As I speak to you now, we have not less than 25 schools to be rehabilitated, because you can't believe it that in a city like Abuja, you just go to the schools, you ask yourself, is it Abuja at all? It's quite unfair. And so we have taken it upon ourselves, that our schools will be like schools, that anybody who goes to those schools will say, yes, indeed, we're in a very good schools. And that is where it's supposed to be. In terms of security, let me say clearly now, we have declared war. Abuja is turning to beggar city. If you know you have a sister, you have a brother who is a beggar on the road, please, from next week, we will carry them. We will take them out. I mean, it is embarrassing that people who come in, the first thing they see are just beggars on the road. Sometimes too, they may not be beggars. They may be criminals pretending to be beggars. We will not allow that. So I'm giving you a public holiday from now till Sunday. From Monday, we will pack them out. Let us know that we have a city that we can call a city. It's very embarrassing. We are fighting insecurity, and people will carry plates as if they are. Maybe they may be informants. So please, have it at the back of your mind that it's not only infrastructure. We owe you to give you good security so you can sleep well with your two eyes closed.
Do you see? To be poor is a crime on its own. And it is not new. You know that. See, if you are a poor person or a jobless person in a room, if things goes missing, you are the first suspect. Criminals that looted the commonwealth of everyone turned you into paupers. Whenever they want to make themselves feel good, they will say they are the friends of the poor. Especially whenever election is coming. Politicians are friends of the poor. When there is no election and there is insecurity, you, poor, you are the first suspect. When the economy is bad, you, the poor people, will be blamed. You see, when these criminals are buying themselves all the luxury, imported cars, wristwatches, designer labels, drinks, alcohol, all this imported. When the economy now takes a hit, when they have destroyed the economy, they will blame you. Our people always wanted to eat rice. Instead of them to eat yam from Benue, instead of them to eat tuwo, tuwo kinshafa or so, they always loved this imported. And you, that is managing to feed your family, you will be blamed for why the naira is losing its value. The poor people are always to be blamed. When they say, let us give these poor people social welfare or something, they say, you want to bankrupt the country. We cannot do that. They say, okay, let's give the poor people 100,000 naira every month. It's, you want to bankrupt Nigeria. The government cannot afford that money. But these guys will tell you 14 million naira is too small to, or 50 million naira is too small to maintain the lifestyle that they kind of now have. It is so bad to be poor. Even though the religious body will tell you that poverty is a virtue, because God loves the poor. God loves the poor. So it's good to be poor. And also it is not good to be poor. So you have till Sunday, okay? The reason why there is a kidnapping in Abuja is because of you, the poor people. Not because the supposed security guys, including their DSS that were supposed to know the crime before it happened, not because they are not doing their job, it is because you poor people are begging on the streets. They don't care that this number of beggars was never this massive before now. But as the economy takes its own downturn and takes the heat, and these economic saboteurs continue to destroy Nigeria, more and more of you are falling into poverty, and begging is probably the way, the way out for you. So now you have become a threat to them. I don't know what it's going to do to you. Maybe they're just going to randomly start packing people and send you to Kuje. But that may be a blessing in disguise. I don't know if that's even the right thing to say, okay? Because it's not as if to say if you go to a prison in Nigeria, they will feed you well. Here you get now. I mean, it is dangerous for those who are walking about everywhere already. So usually people will kind of commit crime to go to prison so that they can have access to free healthcare, free food, and free housing, which means they can sleep safely. If they are not well, they can go to the clinics and get treated free, and they will get fed 3 times a day. We have heard the story about the Nigerian prison. So I don't think whatever Werey Wike has a plan for you doesn't sound good. You are an embarrassment to Nigeria now. And the way to treat the embarrassment is to get rid of you from the city. Some of you will have to relocate to Nasarawa, Niger, and any other neighboring state that you can go to, so that Werey Wike and their friends, they will stop feeling embarrassed looking at you carrying bold, because they say now I'll be the informant for kidnappers now. It is not because they have the evidence of any of this, but yeah, Werey Wike, without any intelligence or anything, believes that will be threats. You have become a threat and also an embarrassment to the rich politicians in Abuja. So to those who are begging in Kano, those who are begging in Lagos, those who are begging in Port Harcourt, your own days are also coming, just so you know. Because the poorer a lot of you become, and you turn to begging for survival, the rich politicians that put you in that situation, they would have to get rid of you. Either send you to jail or send you out of the city. There's no other solution. I just read it now that Tinubu said, which one would you like? Buy a liter of petrol for 1,000 naira, or buy a CNG gas for 200 naira. It's your choice. There is no way out of this. There is no way out. A liter of petroleum in Nigeria is put at over 1,000 naira. In some places, they pay as much as 1,500 naira per liter. There is no end in sight. There is even scarcity too. Have you seen this?
It's very, very difficult to, easy for we inside Abuja here where we did to get fuel. The fuel now, NNPC is selling it 1,030 naira. Yes, people think that it's cheaper. Yes, for me, it's cheaper because I don't go to that free station. They sell 1,200, 1,150, 1,180. Yes, but inside NNPC here to get the fuel is difficult.
Now, if you don't buy up to 18,000 naira fuel, you will not be able to work in a day. And that 18,000 naira fuel is not up to 20 liter. 1 liter is more than 1,000 naira now. Please and please, government should come out and go around and see what people are facing.
Honestly, it's not funny. I've been on this queue for over 3 hours. This fuel was increased, and we thought increasing the fuel will help us, the masses. But now you can see, buying fuel at about 1,000 plus, we still queue for about 3 hours. So what are we enjoying in this country? It's funny.
So even today, I enter a filling station, I don't pass 3 hours for queue. So some people they see them. The way I enter around 9:30 up to now, I don't buy fuel.
The availability of the product is obviously scarce, as most fuel stations were seen under lock and key. The motorists lament how this is affecting their livelihoods.
I'm a taxi driver, and my car is now they use. Actually, don't make the car. Now delivery now they do. And they bring return. So just imagine say a day line for like 5 to 6 hours before I get fuel, where I go take go work, still bring money for the owner of the car. So tell me, which time I get to work the work?
For me spending 3 hours here, has it not affected my business? It has affected it. Even if I'm not doing anything as at that time, I need to be somewhere relaxing.
It's been 2 weeks since the pump price of petrol have increased to over 1,000 naira, and the queue still persists, making it difficult for motorists.
It's increased, but you are still queuing for it. 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, only to still go and spend 16,000 naira to fill your car. And to those who are not the direct owner of their cars, they still have to pay delivery and then make some money for themselves to go and take care of their own family and die everybody day. So according to the Tinubu's Agbadorians, the demand for petrol has crashed in Nigeria, which simply means that a lot of people cannot afford it. And in some places, it's not even available at all. So you better go and do CNG. That is what Tinubu just said. Go and look for CNG. I don't know what, Gani Fawemi will feel like today if he was alive. 21 years ago, year 2003, when Gani Fawemi was running for president. So they were talking about the disjointed Nigeria. He was asked question about this disjointed contraption. And if he would support a national conference, as well as the state of the economy, in his words, late Gani Fawemi.
Question to that, the calls for a national conference. Would you consider a national conference as panacea to the controversial issue of confederacy and the concept of nationhood?
National conference is at the very core of National Conscious Party's program. We need national conference to resolve all the fundamental problems of this country. National Conscious Party believes in the sovereign national conference because There are complaints everywhere in the Federation. We have religious clashes, we have communal clashes, we have those who are the brewers of water, the hewers of water, and the brewers of water, the hewers of wood of Nigerian economy being ignored and neglected. And since Adakwa, for example, in 1966, decided to attack what has been happening in our society because of the poverty inflicted by those who have been providing the wealth of this country, there is need for every sector of Nigerian society to assemble in a place and for us to discuss Nigerian problems. Therefore, National Conscience Party believes in the Sovereign National Conference, and we have already come out with a position paper how that should be done. We called on the president to do it when he first came into office. He said he had already got the mandate to rule. And every day, Nigeria keeps on decaying. There is complaint from every section of Nigerian society, from the northwest, from the northeast, from the north central, from the southwest, from the south-south, from the southeast, everywhere in the Federation. Therefore, we need to meet and discuss all our problems under the sun so that there can be peace and social justice in Nigeria, and there be equity and there stability. National Conscience believes in that because, after all, sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria. Under Section 14 of the Constitution, sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom governments derive all authorities and power. And therefore, there should be a sovereign national conference. Sovereign there means that after the conference of all the people who assemble to deliberate on the sovereign national conference, then the final product of the deliberation will be the constitution of the country, and then people will decide in a referendum whether they accept that constitution or not. But we have never had a referendum before. And it's not going to be a tribal sovereign national conference, because not only shall we have groups coming into the sovereign national conference, people will be elected from their own local government. We have 734 local governments in this country. Each local government will elect a candidate to the sovereign national conference. In addition, there are interest groups: the lawyers, the journalists, the doctors, the engineers, the accountants, the army, the navy, the police, and all groups will be asked to come to the national conference. They present their candidates to the sovereign national conference, and then we will all discuss the problems of Nigeria. Whatever comes out of that will be the new article of faith for Nigeria, and people will vote whether yes or no. Then there will be a new beginning, there will be a new Nigeria. So at the moment, Nigeria has not properly crystallized. Palm oil, 1 liter, which used to sell for 30 naira, has risen to 150 naira. I've given you the basic food that the ordinary man takes, the fried plantain, that has risen from 10 naira to 50 naira. Again, take the maize, which is used particularly in this part of the country. It has risen 165%. The basic food like beans had risen 133%, and yam had risen from 60 naira, 50 naira in 1999 to 180 naira per kilo in 2003. And they are crying every part of Nigeria. They are crying every part of Nigeria that is there any government in this country? The answer to most people in this country today is there is no governance of our country to give us food.
Question to that.
21 years ago. Today, I don't know how old you are, but you know something. I was just 19-year-old young man, no? I was, 19 years old young man, young boy in 2003. So if Femi was to be alive today, he would probably just become deaf and dumb, like, say, how much is a bag of rice now? He would probably will not be able to even say it. Yeah? I've been a fella go down release like about 20 albums already. On top this Nigeria matter. So it keeps getting worse and worse and worse. So those of you who are kind of having that belief that Nigeria will be great one day. 21 years ago, Gani was talking, he was fuming, he was vibrating because palm oil don't grow to 150 naira. 5 plantain is sold for, Gani was fuming. Imagine if he's alive today. Listen to this, bro.
Money king for opportunity, dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀yin president wa àtàwọn senators tẹ́ ń bá wa ṣe òfin oríṣiríṣi tí ara fi ń tu àwọn èèyàn tí gbé ayé àwọn èèyàn fi ń lọ déédéé tí ò sí complaint tí ò sí wàhálà mọ́. Ẹ ṣé Ọlọ́run balẹ̀ lẹ́san á bá wa san yín lẹ́san. Àrùn tí mú ẹ̀san yẹn náà dọ́dọ̀ àwọn ọmọ yín, àmúdọ́dọ̀ àwọn extended family yín. Gbogbo bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń ṣe ìyà ń gbádùn ẹ̀ o. Bíbélì pé ìwọ yóò jèrè iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ rẹ̀, ẹ máa jẹ́ o. Àwọn ọmọ yín máa ráyè jẹ́ ń bẹ̀, great grandchildren yín náà máa jẹ́ ń bẹ̀ lágbára Ọlọ́run. Torí nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí mi ever imagine láyé rí pé mo lè dé stage ní life mi. Tí mo wọ filling station, tí mo ra petrol Ìlàrin petrol kọ́tà. Èló ní petrol wọ́n ní 1.2 300 dẹ̀ ló wà lọ́wọ́ mi. Èmi wá ń ra Ìlàrin petrol. Èmi rẹ́ pé ìgbà kan máa ń fi pé àbí mo ṣògùn owó ni. Tí bá ra àwọn nǹkan mi tó máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sí mi, tí bá kàn tó wọnú àkáǹtì máa fi pé àbí mo ṣògùn owó ni. Ìdè bàbá mi tán gbogbo erand. Mo ti wá ń wò ó sí pé àbí ọ̀kan ti ń lò mí fógun owó ni. Àbí ṣé spirit mi ló ń ṣiṣẹ́, ó lọ ń gbé owó fún èèyàn ni tí ò fi gbé owó wá sọ́dọ̀ mi mọ́. Ẹ̀dẹ̀ tán gbogbo everything ẹ̀dẹ̀ tán ní upside down mọ́ mi lọ́wọ́. Thank God for the gift of life. Ẹ̀dẹ̀ rí gift of life náà mọ́ báyìí nìsín. Gift of life gan kò 100% mọ́. Mímí èèyàn náà ní ìsìn kò délẹ̀. Kò sẹ́nibọ̀dì Nàìjíríà tí tó lè sọ pé mímí òun délẹ̀ báyìí. For now, mímí everybody ò délẹ̀. Ìgbà tẹ́mi yàn hang sí agbede méjì ayé àtọ̀run báyìí. Àwọn policies ńláńlá tó máa jẹ́ kí poverty yẹn kó pọ̀ sí, kí nira yẹn kó pọ̀ sí, kí ìyà yẹn kó pọ̀ sí, kí wàhálà yẹn pọ̀ sí, kí dààmú yẹn pọ̀ sí. Àwọn policy ńláńlá yẹn làwọn senate ń ṣe. Àwọn house of rep náà wọ́n ń ṣe tọ̀dọ̀ wọn. Àwọn minister náà ń ṣe. President wa náà àwọn náà ń gbìyànjú. Ẹ ṣé Ọlọ́run lọ́lọ́pẹ́. Ẹ ṣé kú ìtọ́jú wa. Lágbára lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run gbogbo bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ṣe fún àì. Ẹ̀rẹ́ mi gbèrè yín lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run. Ẹ ní kú o. Mo bá yín tọrọ ẹ̀mí gígùn, kẹ́mi yín gùn. Kẹ́ lè ráàyè jẹ. Ẹ ti ráwọn míì tó ń jẹ lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ yín díẹ̀díẹ̀, kò sí wàhálà. Ẹ ṣé èmi. Mo ra petrol Ìlàrin 300.
Sorry if you don't understand Yoruba. So what happened is that he's lamenting about the situation. He said back in the days, he used to kind of like it was comfortable enough that he used to believe that maybe he did money ritual. That whenever he looks at his own bank account like this, there's so much money there that he would just be like, oh, am I doing a ritual? How did I make this? How did I have this so much money? But if Numbu's policies, all these big policies, they have now turned everything around that he is now feeling like maybe somebody is using his spirit for money ritual, that the money is no longer coming to him, that they are using his spirit to make money somewhere else. A liter of petrol is 1,200. He's now buying a quarter. A quarter of that is 300 naira. He's trying to kind of make fun of it, by the way, but it is true. How those who seems to still have, those who are left, they call them the middle class. Even though people knows that there's no middle ground anymore. There's no middle class anywhere. Everybody is lamenting. You may pretend, you may not make video of your own, but now you know where they think they pinch you, except if you are not living in Nigeria. So that's him trying to kind of paint the picture of it's not easy anymore. That is now asking them to give him quarter of a liter. I can no longer afford a liter of petrol. That's probably a joke, right? But come on. I go to the collect because you know something. Imagine you having to fill your tank with 75,000 naira or 80,000 naira. But come on now, you go feel him. That's exactly what he's trying to say there. Like, instead of me buying 70,000, I would probably just buy 5,000. Imagine buying just 5 liters of petrol in your car. You that used to buy half tank or full tank of your car for less than 20,000 naira. Now you are using the 20,000 naira to buy 10 liters or 15 liters. So somehow you have to turn off the engine and just sit down and just think about the whole thing. Like, what am I going to do with 15 liters of petrol? And then you will see some of these Olori Bruku APC, the Agbadorians, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the ass lickers, the oraisers, all these Oshogbo Alimajiris, Lagos Abubakus, the bad idiots, the bad stabs. They will tell you to go and do CNG, Joe. Then you go and do CNG or park your car. Must you drive a car? Yeah, those are the Tifnubu supporters. Must you drive a car? Everything is not. We all need to live within our means. Really? It is what they have done to people as we speak, okay? However, you remember that Ashiru Abikilorukọ senator, that senator from Kwara State, accused by the NDLEA that they found drugs in his house and drug dealers in his house, and therefore the man is trying to blacklist or blackmail them by saying that they are not competent. The guy don't talk at the Senate today. He said NDLEA is trying to blackmail him. I don't even know who is blackmailing who now. So the guy said, if the NDLEA found any drug dealers or drug users in his house, they should arrest them because he does not even know what hard drug looks like. From the floor of the Nigerian Senate, he's fighting for his life.
Senate President, I will want to, my personal explanation is on the issue of NDLEA malicious reaction to the debate on the bill seeking to establish an institute for drug awareness and rehabilitations. I express my concern and my contribution on this bill for so many reasons. For the simple reason that there are a lot of informations from my constituency on the negative effect of drug consumption and trafficking, to the extent that today one of my constituency members was asserting that in the last 2 years he can count up to 50 people who had lost their sanity based on consumption of drug. Equally too, there are visible examples of barons, mini barons, who are making money through distribution of drug in my constituency and other constituencies too. Equally too, we observe that there are increase in drug-related crime. And because of these and many other reasons, I strongly contributed on the floor of the Senate that the Senate should look into the operation of NDLEA and advise that issue of corruption among the operative should be looked into, to the extent that after debate, I fully supported the bill on the establishment of another agency that will take care of rehabilitation.
Your Excellency, by this I'm coming under Order 42, personal explanation, to explain and clear myself on the insinuation published, especially in Daily Trust, that I, Senator Ashiru, is involved in distribution of drugs. I want to ascertain that in my life, I'm upward of 78 years now. I'm 68 years now. I assert that I cannot even identify what we call cannabis or any drug. Beyond taking water, I don't take alcohol. I don't take any drug. I don't even take carbonated drinks. Beyond taking water and normal food, I don't get myself involved in this thing. Your Excellency, my reaction or my finding is simple. The basis of this debased publication can only be traced to my contribution on the floor of Senate on the issue raised in October 15, 2024, to which I offer my views on the subject as best known to me. Rather than the NDLEA to address the issues raised by the Senate, the agency resorted to subterfuge and gaslighting. This is an attempt to cow the Senate of its rights to free debate on issues of national interest and hear opinions on the floor of Senate. The ambiguous resolve of the Senate is that the menace of drug should be frontally confronted no matter the personality involved. The NDA has made unfounded allegations against me. These allegations are malicious, an attempt to undermine my credibility as a senator and impede my ability to fully participate in parliamentary debate. Your Excellency, I am of opinion that for the protection of myself as a member of this Allo Chamber, for the protection of the Senate and other senators, we must do something about this as to submit.
Thank you. Distinguished colleagues, Senator Ashiru came under personal explanation, which does not engender debates. And therefore, he has presented his point. I personally feel that whatever the NDL is doing must be based on your submission here, which you pointed out that the issue of integrity of the officials should be looked into. And, you know, when the bill for the establishment of the rehabilitation center for drug takers or drug users was raised. So if the NDA felt that you were a drug baron, they should have arrested you before you got to 30 years. They should have brought it up before you were 50. They would have brought it up before you were 60. They would have brought it up before you were 65. Not at the age of 68, just after your contribution on the floor of the Senate. And I understand the person that went on television was even alluding to the fact that you made contributions on the floor and trying to quote what you said on the floor. I think Nigerians are not aware of the Constitution and the laws. The laws of the land. Anything you say here is privileged. It's covered with immunity. It's not subject to debate on the radio or television. So we feel that, I don't want to jump into conclusion, but you have never been invited by NDLEA. You have never been charged to court by NDLEA. NDLEA never said anything about you as a person. And we in the Senate, we see you as a gentleman to the core. You are not even somebody that takes alcohol. So these things We must, my dear colleagues, we must take this issue very seriously, because injury to one is injury to all. And we must call this agency to order. So it is my personal view that we should immediately set up an ad hoc committee to invite the NDLEA and the rest of them, all those involved, to come and justify the allegations against Senator Ashiru, failing which the Senate will take very drastic actions. Is it the view of the Senate that we set up an ad hoc committee to look at this issue holistically and come up with recommendations before the Senate for appropriate action? Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. According
They have to set up a dog committee. The committee that will now invite NDLEA to come and debunk the allegation against the senator. I need to be protected here. We will protect you, Senator. So if the guy is not on drug and he's not a drug dealer, why is he calling NDLEA, NDA, NDLA, NLA? That is why they have to put all of them through the drug test. It's not by just telling us that you are not on drug or you are not a drug dealer, and we can take your word for it. All of you. They should be tested. I mean, what do you think? Those in support say aye. Those of you in support that they should do drug test on these rogues, say aye. And those against it say nay. The ayes have it. We hereby challenge the Nigerian National Assembly that we will do drug test on. Everybody should submit himself for drug test. That's the only solution. So, Akpabiole, the peoples have spoken. Oh, yeah, all of you should submit yourself for drug test at the nearby NDLEA office tomorrow. Those in support say aye. And those against say nay. The ayes have it. Again, I'm talking about criminals. As Nigeria is a criminal's den. We have this from Bright Daffy. Bright, talking about a man, not young, who is a cultist, but in Delta to buy guns, and on Bright Daffy. Cutting.
That peculiar case, they suspended kidnappers who were trailing. On getting to their hideout, we saw this young man who was negotiating to buy one AK-47 rifle from them for the sum of 1.3 million naira. He claimed that he was lobbying to become #1 in Vikings confraternity, and part of the requirement to be #1 in Vikings confraternity is to own at least one AK-47 rifle. What is your name?
Amadasun Victor, sir.
Amadasun Victor.
Yes, sir.
Why were you arrested?
I was arrested because I wanted to buy AK-47.
Why do you want to buy AK-47 rifle?
I was asked to buy AK-47 because I was made for #1 man in Vikings.
Vikings?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's say if you not buy the AK, they will give you #1.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how much you wanted to use to buy the AK?
1.3 million, sir.
1.3
million, sir.
1.3 million. So
yes,
how were you arrested?
I was arrested in Amote while negotiating to buy the rifle.
Why you were negotiating to buy
the rifle?
The rifle. What do you do for a living?
I have a car wash where I manage, and I also deal with internet.
Be specific. Internet what?
Internet fraud.
Say and where make people hear.
Internet fraud, sir.
Okay, internet fraud.
Yes.
What kind of internet fraud do you do?
Yahoo.
Yahoo?
Yes, sir.
Talk now, how you dey do
Yahoo.
You dey get to teach me, I don't want them, just talk.
I deceive old women, white women in the internet.
That you love them?
Yes, sir.
They'll come to send you
coming to meet them, yes, sir.
How much do they send you? At times they won't send you. How much do the biggest so they don't send you?
Sometimes 8 million because I have friends who share with.
Okay, they share them with people who connect you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now from that Yahoo money now.
Yes, sir.
Now you want to buy gun so that you go be #1.
Yes, sir.
How long have you been in this court?
6 years, sir.
6 years.
Yes, sir.
Wow. You don't due to be #1 now. Why the customer you still buy that for before they go make it number one?
Yeah, now the condition they give me because they say money in my body.
So how do you feel now?
I feel very sad.
What is the joy and pleasure? I want to learn. What is the joy and pleasure of being a cultist? What do you enjoy inside?
Nothing, sir.
How? You nothing and you there for 6 years?
No,
I don't believe you. Tell me the truth. Tell me.
I'm not lying. Now I know I am achieving nothing.
Oh, no gain at all.
No gain, sir.
Hey, yeah, one of the guy classes with the driver, one of the runner.
No, I've never.
You never get that kind of shit.
No.
Okay. Congratulations, At least you don't understand that cultism is bad.
Yes, sir.
So now to go prison, go learn the many lessons. Now we are one the day if court finds you guilty. Thank you.
Thank
you. Bright is not a bright guy. Bright was caught this last weekend, okay, where Bright was going for a party, okay. So Bright now had this stud on and took pictures, posted it on social media. Another lunatic on social media called Daniel Rega. You don't want to know him. For those who know him, that one can't take on Bright. That if it was a young man in the public that put that stud on, yeah, that herring, you, Bright, you go turn their back to camera and be asking stupid questions like, do you know that it's very wrong for you to put stud on? Do you know it's for the bad boys? And stuff like that. So Bright and his line of questioning. You know, Nigeria is a very funny place, okay? I'm coming back to the guy who wanted to buy Gono. Nigeria is a funny place where, and it's not really funny, it's a terrible place. For example, if you go to a police station to go and report that you have been robbed, you see, the way they will be questioning you is how you are going to know that you've lost the case. To make the matter worse, if someone gets raped and decided to go to police station to report that have just been raped, when they start questioning you, now from there you go no say more, I've lost this case. You mean you don't know this young man? No, I met him online and then we exchanged number. Oh, okay, you know him. Not really, but we met online. Did he ask for your number? Yes. And you gave him the number? Yes. And he sent you his address. Did he send you money to enter taxi to his house? Yes. You collected his money? Yes. And when I got, listen, it's okay, it's okay. You collected the money, okay. And then you called a taxi? No, I took a bus. Oh, it's a bus. You took bus. Then I took a bike. Okay. So when you got into that bus, what were you thinking? Because I wanted to go and meet my friend. Oh, is your friend? Not really. What do you mean not really? Okay, so when you got to the halfway, something didn't tell you that you should go back home. No, I didn't know that he was going to do this to me. Okay, so what about the time you found your Okada? You jumped on another Okada to his house. Okay, continue. So when I now got to the junction of his house, I now phoned him and I said, I'm on your street. Please, how can I get to your house? Oh, you phoned him that you're outside. Is it from the money? Did you buy a recharge card? Yes, I loaded my phone so that I can be able to tell him that I'm outside. Okay, so when you got outside that area, something didn't tell you to go back home? No. Okay, continue. And when I got in there, he now said, okay, he will take me out to go and do, for shopping and all of that. Oh, he took you out. So that means you enter another Okada to go and eat. And at that time, you didn't go back to your house. No. He said we should go back to his place so that he can get to know me more. Oh, okay, to know you better. Okay, fine. So what happened after? So now when we now got to his house, he now raped me. Hang on. He gave you money. Yes. He gave you food. Yes. You loaded your phone from the money he gave you. How much did he give you? 10,000 naira. Oh, So 10,000 naira. How much Okada did you enter? 100 naira. How about the bus? 150. So you spent 250 naira from 10,000. Did you keep the money after or you gave him back? No. Okay, so he now raped you. Now there you go, no, say, I don't lose. This case is not going anywhere. Is he your boyfriend? Is he your this? You know, it is similar. You know, like, and that's exactly how Bright always question these sort of posted criminals arrested by him. Oh, what do you do for a living? I'm a Yahoo boy. I have a cafe. Speak up. So you wanted to buy a gun. Why do you need a gun to become number one? How long have you been a cultist? 6 years. Oh, 6 years. You're supposed to become number one now since then. No, they said the condition is for me to buy AK-47. Okay. So you now came here to buy AK-47. How much is the AK-47? 1.3 million. Oh, 1.3 million. Oh, okay. That's how they question people there. Now there you're going to say, I go do jail. Jail with the go. So unfortunately, Nigeria is a very, very unreal place. Okay. Then I have something to share with you, right? If anyone tells you that Werey Wike never wanted to be vice president to Atiku, show them this video. When they were expecting Atiku to announce Werey Wike as his vice presidential candidate, and Atiku changed that. So do you see those guys there? Those are his local government chairman. Displaced by Fubara. And you can understand why they are so mad about how the whole thing turned out. Okay, so they are all waiting for 2027 to show Fubara. As you all know, I just thought I should give you that. Okay, they thought they would be vice president. Unfortunately, he is a minister of the FCT today. And those guys, they are now the internally displaced politicians in River States. They will wreak havoc, they will cause wahala. So they promise that. It's not all gloom and doom again. I found something in Enugu. It's quite impressive. By the way, in the midst of all this, Ulabalu, Balablu, and all this, right? There are still people putting up investments in the eastern part of Nigeria, Enugu to be precise. So yesterday, Peter Umba, their governor, commissioned a supposed factory where they are making doors. Let me see, what's the name of this place? Hang on, I think I kind of like put that down earlier. So it's called the Worsening Time Doors in Enugu. Quite impressive. It's quite massive and all that. It's a new factory that just got set up in Enugu. So if Nigeria was supposed to be a working country, right? If you give them 24 hours electricity, that means they can actually have the iron molding factories, whereby you have you don't have to import your iron anymore. Okay, simply means that they can be manufactured in Nigeria, and then people can use them for anything and everything. And yeah, that could be a great production for the country. And the supposed forex unit, strengthen your naira. Unfortunately, this whole place is being sort of run by private electricity, independent power, meaning an extra cost, so to say. But yeah, it's up and running. It started work, I think, just a few days ago. It got commissioned just yesterday, I believe. And yeah, then you can have a lot of young people working, okay? Instead of having them with what is called the idle and the devil's workshop, which is so rampant in that contraption now. People have no job, and there's no chance that they are going to have any. Many are growing up to not even have any skill or anything to do at all. So when you see a place where people are so busy and engaged, do you think any politicians cannot go and ask those boys there to let us go? Let's give you 1,000 naira. Let us go and disrupt this or disrupt that. Do you think they will be available to be used by these criminals? Of course not. It's a private company, by the way, but I just feel like such happening in Enugu. It's the story of Enugu that we know. They usually call Enugu State a civil service or a civil servant state. That seems to be changing now. Anyway, thank you so much, everyone, for your time. We would have a chat another time, okay? So thanks so much for spending your evening with me again. I am going to see you tomorrow. But remember, if you haven't really liked this broadcast, please do now. If you haven't shared it, please do as well. And tomorrow will be another day. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Mayegun dayari political. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.